Which country's rulers held the title of Holy Roman Emperor? Valid point. Strictly is true. Which branch of government is responsible for declaring war? You chose legislative, and it is correct. What was Louis VI's primary reason for engaging in warfare? Well done. To increase personal glory is the right choice. James I was replaced by Dash in the Bloodless Revolution. Nice work. You chose William and Mary, and it is correct. Which of the following nations was led by Bourbon monarchs? Bravo. France is the answer. Which person is part of the executive branch at this time? Good thinking. Barack Obama is the right answer. Rulers who ruled with keeping their people's needs in mind. Perfect. Enlightened absolutists is the correct choice. What branch writes and passes bills that may become laws? Great thinking. Legislative is the right choice. Which of the following wars was not declared by Congress? You got it. Your choice, Vietnam War, is right. Which dynasty drove out the Mongols and began sea trade? Solid response. The Ming is a valid choice. Who was the most successful ruler of the Safavid Empire? Excellent. Abbas is a brilliant choice. Who led the slaves in Haiti in a revolt against France? Nice selection. 2-cent opening is the correct and valid answer. Who heads the legislative branch of the United States? Smart move. Congress is an accurate answer. Country whose king abolished death penalty and serfdom? Well reasoned. Austria is the correct choice. Where was the only successful slave revolt in history? Sharp thinking. Haiti is the right choice. What is the name of the capital of the Safavid Empire? Right again. Isfahan is a valid answer. Who expelled the Arabs and Jews from their countries? Strong choice. Spanish and Portuguese is the right answer. Which French social class paid the majority of taxes? Excellent choice. Peasants is the right answer. Which family ruled continuously in Russia until 1917? Nicely done. Romanov is a solid answer. What was the main reason for the partition of Poland? Clear logic. Your choice political weaknesses is sound and 100% true. Catholics massacred Huguenots in France on Dash Day. On track. Steve Bartholomew's is the correct answer. Which empire destroys the Islamic Caliphate in 1250? Right choice. Mongols is the best answer. Which branch meets with leaders from other nations? You're right. Executive is the correct answer. Who laid the foundation for absolutism in France? Correct response. Henry IV is the most accurate answer.
Which empire attempted to invade Austria in 1683?
Smart pick. The Ottoman Empire is the correct choice. The tax the Ottomans imposed on non-Muslim people. Exactly. Jizya makes sense, and it is right choice. Which battle led to the surrender of the British? Well picked. Battle of Yorktown is the correct answer. The two colonies who fought over colonial empires. Correct. England and France is the right answer. Which country did Ferdinand and Isabella unite? Good job. Your answer Spain works well here. Suleiman the Magnificent ruled this empire dash. Great job. Ottoman is the accurate answer.
Who was the leader of the Mexican Revolution?
Right again. Father Miguel Hidalgo is a valid answer. Most of the French population belonged to the. Nice selection. Third Estate is the correct and valid answer. Dash was the base of power for the Habsburgs. Bravo, Austria is the answer. The word used to describe the Safavid king. On track. Shah is the correct answer. The capital of the Safavid dynasty was Dash. Exactly. Isfahan makes sense and it is right choice. What are the three branches of government? Clear logic. Your choice legislative, executive, judicial is sound and 100% true. Which branch of the government makes laws? Well done. Legislative branch is the right choice. Who can veto a bill which Congress passes? Excellent. Executive branch is a brilliant choice.
Which European country imperialized first?
Sharp thinking. Portugal is the right choice.
Which was a rebirth in art and literature?
Correct response. The Renaissance is the most accurate answer. Which did not aid in Western exploration? You're right. Silks is the correct answer. Louis Civ of France was known as the Dash. Smart pick. Sun King is the correct choice.
In which country was absolutism defeated?
Smart move. England is an accurate answer. Which empire falls to the Turks in 1453? Good job. Your answer Byzantine works well here. Who was conquering in the Pacific Ocean? Valid point. The Polynesians is true. How was the Islamic Caliphate like Rome? You got it? Your choice it declined slowly is right. Where would Prussia primarily be today? Right choice. Germany is the best answer. Started the Anglican Church had 6 wives? Perfect. Henry V is the correct choice. Which European nation controlled Haiti? Correct, France is the right answer. The branch carries out laws. Well picked. Executive is the correct answer. Which branch includes the president? Great thinking. Executive is the right choice. The elite force of the Ottoman army. Well reasoned. Janissaries is the correct choice. Location of Great War for Empire. You chose India in North America, and it is correct. What is Simon Bolivar's nickname? Nice work. You chose the Libertador, and it is correct. Declares a law unconstitutional. Solid response. Judicial is a valid choice. The Safavid Empire was in Dash. Strong choice. Persia is the right answer.
who imperialized New Zealand.
Great job. The Polynesians is the accurate answer.
This branch interprets laws.
Good thinking. Judicial is the right answer.
Federal also means dash.
Nicely done. National is a solid answer.
This branch makes laws.
Excellent choice. Legislative branch is the right answer.
How you will get all these quiz questions in PDF books format?
Great job. Contact Narayan Changder is the accurate answer.